Okay, we're live
All right.
now.
No nose.
All right, no nose.
No taste.
Fresh out, just on visuals alone.
Visuals alone.
Okay.
Deanston 12, Wallace, Blue Peak. Or, yeah, Stranahan's Blue Peak.
So what? A?
A is Stranahan's, B is Wallace, D is Kingston's.
I'm going the same on that.
You don't think the C is the Colorado?
It could be. But
looks-
this is just initially, because
Okay,
12
okay.
years is quite a while.
Fair enough. Fair
That's
enough.
what I'm saying.
Is that where you get the color? Is the 12 years?
Yeah, this is just on looking at color.
Oh, just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't touched any of them.
You haven't sniffed them. You haven't looked at them.
No.
Listen,
You're just
laughed
going
when I
off.
saw them because I'm like, I think I know what these are already.
I can
How do I
kind of
sound? Am I
tell.
close enough to this thing?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Are we doing this?
It's pointed at you. You're there.
I think we are.
It needs to be a little bit closer.
A little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, you feel good?
Let's do that. All right, we're here.
Hey.
Hey, welcome. This is the Daily Torch. I don't know who's with me tonight. Let them introduce themselves.
It's Kevin. See, Kevin.
How's it going?
Oh, there he is.
AKA Kev the Ron, AKA the Magic Man.
AKA
A-
Chicken
AKA
Nugget.
No.
No, because he has a nickname.
Oh.
Old Man Jenkins or Chicken
No.
Nugget? Which one?
What? Yeah, chicken nuggets.
No.
Chicken nuggets
It's
is
nicer
a
than
throwback.
that. I don't use that one very often.
He-
because every time he walks in, it's the same thing. It's Kev the Destroyer.
All right. AKA Kev the Destroyer.
You know, I had a friend named Rar, and it meant retarded ass weasel raptor. It's literally what that was.
This is a friend of yours?
Yeah,
Wow.
he was pretty special.
Yeah, definitely special. And then it's me. I'm here
Oh,
too.
look. It's Casey.
Yay.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce two of these whiskeys since I have no idea what they are?
So,
Yeah.
Literally the
That's-
first time
yeah.
ever.
so today's whiskeys are one's a Wallace single malt. Then we have a Deanston 12 year.
Both are Scotch, right?
Both are Scotch whiskeys.
And we're putting them up against an American single malt from Colorado called Stranahan's. It's the blue bottle, not the yellow one, or the white one, or the black one.
Wait,
So where are we at
what's
on
the
level
difference? Wait,
What's
wait.
it?
What's the difference?
I don't actually. Well, the white one is their once a year wait in line in Colorado in the freezing ass cold in December.
Okay.
The black one is like a secondary, like the latest one was tequila barrel finished.
Oh.
I think the one before that might have been rum. And I think the yellow is just their regular, although it costs more than the blue. Just their regular whatever.
Okay.
This is but I think it's not a bourbon. I think it's a single malt too.
Oh, okay. Is it all single malt?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I think so.
That tequila one sounds interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
I was actually going to ask. They still have High West has some bourbon finished in rum barrels.
Well, that might be
They're
good.
barrel picks. They still have them at Total Wine. I was going to see if you want to pick one up.
That
I
might
picked
be
up
good.
the rye, the double rye barrel pick finished in cognac because I wanted to try it for me. But if you want one for the shop, I can get it.
I mean, is that the rum or is that?
The rum. I got the cognac already.
Oh, well, I'd be down to try the rum. That might be good. It might have a nice, good sweetness to it.
All right. When I go in there, I will pick it up.
I will say one
If-
thing about this Wallace one
Yeah.
is it's the family whiskey.
It's young.
So, like, when you say that,
It's the Wallace family whiskey back from Scotland.
well, Scotland.
Old Scotland.
Is it your actual family?
Stepdad's.
Okay.
But yes.
Tell me about this land, Scotland, and this interesting food haggis you eat.
Oh my God.
Some shapes.
That's the best part of Highlander. You have to admit.
I have no topics tonight. I might find a rant at some point. The best part of Highland, I mean, that's a reach.
What when he shows up when Sean Connery shows up, it's like, tell me about this Scotland, in his terrible Egyptian accent.
I
Come
mean,
on, that's the best part. It really is.
I love like Talladega Nights. Fucking, I watched this Highlander. It's shit.
The weird part is I grew up watching that so much.
Oh man, I mean, the first Highlander's okay. It's Highlander 2 is terrible.
So we're talking about the movies. What about the TV series?
No.
You thought that was absolutely
That
terrible.
is, oh man. There's a special place in hell where that's all you get to watch. It's just the Highlander TV show.
If you go, you're going to be watching it.
Probably I'll be stuck. I'll be forced to watch the terrible because it's the actor. It's the guy who plays the Highlander. Is just like
Adrian something, right?
yeah
In the TV show?
yes.
Yeah.
He's like he's got the black hair. He's too pretty to be the Highlander. I think that's my problem.
I'm not going to lie, I like the smell of C more.
Then which one? All of
then
them?
all of them.
Than B for sure.
Oh,
C
okay.
is way better smelling than B.
Oh, C is actually very nice on the aroma.
B smells spicy.
I'm not going to tell you what I think B smells like. I am going to tell you. All right, so there's a very distinct smell.
Oh
Yes.
boy, here we go. All
I
right.
apologize if this is the wallet.
No, it's fine.
There's a very distinct smell to
Oh.
the disinfectant they use in gyms.
Oh,
And it
you know
smells-
what?
It smells just like
It
that.
You're not
does.
wrong.
It does smell. Wow, that is gym cleaner right there.
At least you know your insides are going to be
Well,
clean.
so I mean, what is that? Isn't it like eucalyptus or something?
I don't know what it is. I've never looked at the bottle. I just know that smells so well.
It's
That
not
is-
eucalyptus
that
because I
is-
absolutely hate that smell and I usually
That
pick
is-
it up.
100% gym cleaner.
Yeah.
That really. That's that like, hey, did you wipe down that bike before you got off of it? Yeah, let me go get the stuff real quick.
I mean, the last time you had this was 2020 during COVID in my garage.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember the gym cleaning smell. Maybe it was just covered up by the scent of your garage.
Maybe you just
Smelled
haven't.
like wood in
I mean,
there.
at this point, you've smelled blind 70 whiskeys.
This
That
is
is
true.
true.
It's true. We're definitely on a high note now. I'm ready to take the whiskey test.
There's a whiskey test.
I'm sure there is, probably somewhere. Is there not? Is there not a whiskey somm? Is that not a thing?
I'm sure there is. I don't know what it's called. It's not Somm. I doubt it's Somm. It could be.
Oh.
Would it be like a
That
a
is
barrel
smooth.
snob?
Which one?
Hey,
Yeah, A is good.
A is smooth. Okay.
A is good. I'm going to
good.
be honest. I'm putting off B.
I think we all are.
I'm putting off beers. I don't know how inside clean I need myself.
I want to get the other two nailed down
I was about to say-
just in case
I was
it fouls the
I
palate.
was supposed to say maybe you should have started with B though, so you can
because
wash it away
It
with
might
the
go.
other.
It might go bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You might not be able to taste A and C after B.
You know what? I think A is the Colorado. I think you're right. It smells
Oh,
like
it has to be. No, it has to be because there's way too much smoke on C. It has to. Do you get that?
I haven't tried C yet. I was trying A again because
Try
there's
it.
a note there that I know what it is and I can't figure out what it is.
Oh,
This is for you, America, right here.
I feel like there's a little bit of chocolate in A.
Oh. Oh, A is good.
It is, right? It
Oh,
smooths
yeah,
out right
that
after.
is. I was afraid for a minute, but that's mighty tasty.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like a vanilla, maybe a honey
I see a little
note.
bit of honey.
Yeah, a little honey
Yeah.
note, a little maybe vanilla. That's pretty
It's
good.
not. It's not chocolate. It's fucking carob. It's that fake chocolate. I think it's called carob.
Like white chocolate?
No. It's chocolate for people that can't eat chocolate, and the hikers use it because it doesn't melt as bad.
It's called carob?
I think it's carob.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I don't know where my phone is.
All right.
That's a Googleable moment, but
All right. I've gone through the two. I know which my.
Ooh,
hold on.
hang on.
Wait. Hold on.
Hang on.
Wait. Before we do this, let me get C. Let me figure out which one I like better, which one I like worse.
this might not be the only face camera we use today.
C is richer than A, but I think I like A better.
Okay. So it's richer, you mean
I like a deeper flavor to
there's
it.
definitely a smokiness to it.
Yeah.
That's the aroma.
No.
A is more of a complex flavoring.
Okay. The smell. Once I smell it in my nose, I was like, "Do I really want to drink this?"
Don't smell it then. Just
It's okay. We're all gonna do the face cam for this.
yeah.
Okay.
Starting with you, going to
Extreme
me.
close up.
It's like Kentucky getting ready to shoot like the four boys. Like,
Yeah, you're just like, all right, just get the shoulder ready.
yeah.
It only
Here we-
smells
here we
like
go.
moonshine. You're good.
All right, it doesn't come through as bad on the palate as you think it will.
It
I was gonna
smells
And
say,
gross.
there's a really thick sweetness to it,
Oh,
like a really thick sweetness to it.
okay.
It almost
Like
tastes
a syrup
Yeah.
kind of deal. Okay.
All right, Casey, on to me.
All right, buddy. Bottoms up.
is
Bottoms
B.
up.
That's extremely smooth still.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like the others better, but it's not. Listen, from the smell scared me, and it shouldn't have. It wasn't.
it just smells
C,
scary.
you know, C is definitely like a smoky char.
But yeah, I know what B is.
Yeah, I do too.
So B is. Oh man,
All right, I got my scores.
come to the gym today, did you? Yeah, I just cleaned it. You know, it's fine.
Does
Kevin?
anyone know what time we started this nonsense tonight?
We started 11 minutes ago,
Okay.
which would, if I'd have watched, I would tell you what time that was.
39,
Yeah, there you go.
23:39.
Okay.
Your stepdad's gonna be pissed. That's my whiskey.
He actually does not like the taste of this whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it tastes like gym cleaner.
Well, it smells like gym cleaner, and when you taste it, it actually is not bad. Go ahead, try it.
It does. It smells like
Just
that.
don't breathe in
I know
before
you just can't. I went to drink it, then I smelt it. And I went, no.
Oh, I didn't. I turned
no.
that off.
Okay.
Hey, just turn it off.
Okay.
Trust me, it's
Don't-
not that bad.
Yeah, it's just one of those. Don't think. Just
It's
do.
gonna be smooth.
Oh yeah. It is.
It's
oh.
like a mellow tone,
Oh
right?
no. Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely a hint of it.
Oh, it comes. It comes back.
You
Yeah.
get some of
Oh.
the gym cleaner for sure,
Oh.
but not as much as you would think from the
No,
palate.
no, it's just that I don't want my breath to smell like. What have you been drinking? Gym cleaner? Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. I need my medicine.
Do you guys want to get the ranks and scores out of the way right now?
I'm doing my calculations now.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't call it. You know, it's not a 50. I won't do that disrespectful, but
Yeah.
whew.
I don't mind.
I mean,
it.
you know, it's honestly, now that it's gone away, I guess it's kind of like a nice little nightcap,
yeah, just mellow
you know, because then you know you've cleaned your palate.
and sanitize your insides.
Like I'm like, all right, I can put that equipment away now. I'm good for the night. I can just go to bed. We're good.
All right, I got mine down.
All right. Give me some numbers, people.
So
right,
my A,
Give me your A.
my A is 93. My B is 68.
Uh-huh.
My C is 84.
Okay. Your turn, Casey.
You know what? I'm gonna give A an 80.
Okay.
B is gonna get a 62,
Okay.
and C just it's got that smokiness to it, which I can appreciate, but I don't necessarily like. So I'm gonna give that one a 68.
68. All right.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna add some numbers. Casey, tell me if I guessed it properly from the color
All right,
before the taste.
all right. You want to know what we're drinking?
Yeah.
What was your numbers?
I went 84, 62, 80.
All right. C is the stuff in the flask.
Yep. I nailed it.
Yep.
I got it.
B is the
Wallace.
Wallace.
And A is the Blue
yes.
Peak.
So you, just off pure visuals alone, you nailed it.
I mean, off visuals.
Just off looking
Yeah.
at it. Yeah. You eyeballed the shit out of that. And was like, I don't even have to drink it.
I got a glimpse, and I'm like, I know what all three of those are.
Yeah.
You know, when 1 and 2 came out, I was like, this is gonna be easy.
Yeah.
This is gonna be real now. And now I know it was definitely.
Listen, we want to throw you a softball. You,
You
gotta
know,
get it.
You're gonna get some low hanging fruit every now and then. You gotta take advantage of it. Knock that one out of the park.
180, 184.
But if we pair these with anything
192.
else, especially the Wallace whiskey, you're gonna know it instantly from
Well,
the smell.
the thing with single malts and scotch is you put them up against anything that's not single malt or scotch, and you're gonna be like, I know what that one is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
Just there's a couple of exceptions. Like there have been some expressions of Macallan that bordered on tasting like bourbon.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
It's like the bourbon of scotch,
Oh.
which I think is why people like it. All right, you guys want to? Who's got a calculator out? 160, 220, 232.
Okay.
All right. So I need 232 divided by 3.
All right. 230.
Yeah.
Hang on, 232
It's going to be 76 or something.
divided by 3.
Yeah.
77.3.
Okay. I need 192 divided by 3.
92 divided by 3. 64.
64. And I need 257 divided by 3.
257 divided by 3. 85.6.
And the American single malt is the victor.
Not a surprise. That stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
That
All right.
stuff
Do
is.
would you like to
delicious.
keep that in the shop,
You know,
Casey?
I would actually like to keep that if that's okay with you.
Yeah, it's fine with
Want
me.
to keep the
Alright.
Wallace too?
I mean, I'll store it in here for you. Not. I don't know if I would wish the. Oh, you know, I know some gym guys who'd probably love
Give it to
the
Wanda.
Wallace.
I mean, I feel like they'd be willing to at least try it.
You know, I think Wanda actually would really enjoy that.
I just want to. She drinks Screwball.
Well, and that peanut butter stuff, which is
That's
actually really
what
good.
Screwball
Oh, is that what? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she drinks the higher end stuff. That stuff's delicious.
But we all ranked A being the best for
'Cause
sure.
It was smooth and tasty.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the smokiness of C.
Well, I can appreciate the smoke.
Yeah.
It's not my wheelhouse. It's
Okay.
too much mesquite.
Here's the thing. After B, I just drank A. The flavors come out, but you get a little bit of extra sweet and a little bit of extra viscosity because it's hanging out on the tongue still.
Okay.
Great. Now my tongue's ruined.
What I'm gonna do,
Maybe I can burn it off with
I'm
some
gonna drink
cigar.
the smoky.
Let's smoke this cigar
First.
Burn this shit.
Like finish the smoky.
And then I'm gonna have A. What do you guys? You guys have some kooky fucking topics on here.
Look,
today.
all right. It was
Bottom
nothing.
of the barrel.
Nothing exciting. Here,
You don't want to talk about the submarine?
It's on there.
Is
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
It's right there.
Are they gonna find it?
Probably not.
Are they gonna
No.
find it in time? Because
They have till the
yeah, I
morning.
mean they've got like
well, yeah, but then you still gotta get it
12.
up.
Yeah, and they have till the morning. And the CEO even said that there was a chance that it wasn't gonna be easy to get up.
Have you seen? Forget the submarine. In and of itself, have you seen the stories from the other people that have done this ride? And they're like, it was terrifying. Everything was breaking. We lost communications. If they don't pull these people up alive,
Yeah.
that CEO is going to jail.
Well, he's in the sub.
He's
Oh, is he in the
he's
sub?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
bottom of the ocean.
Okay.
So, justice, I guess.
Those stories are horrifying.
Yeah, that's
I
why I don't
mean-
want to go in a submarine.
Like it, the Titanic is not shallow. it's
It's a couple and a half miles deep.
it's down there.
And
Yeah.
apparently that sub's about the size of this room from what Casey says.
It's 21 feet long. It's
Yeah.
not even as big as this
it
room.
would fit
smaller,
inside this
yeah.
room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
There's two places you don't want something to happen like this, and that's the cold, dark depths of the ocean and the cold, dark depths of space.
Yeah.
At least space is quick.
Yeah, and I mean you still have some light in space compared to
Well,
the bottom of the
Well,
ocean.
they've got lights. The sub has power.
if you know what's going bad in space, this is really morbid, but if you know what's going bad in space, you just punch a hole in the wall and freeze real fast.
You do just kind of
is true.
You just pop the helmet.
Yeah.
And just take the 15 seconds of blood boiling, depressurization.
Now, do you think it slows down and you feel that 15 seconds like it's an eternity?
I'm told not for freezing.
Yeah.
Well, the freezing part of it, because your body, from what they say, the people who've gone into really, really severe hypothermia and survived, is that you're cold, and then you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. When you're not, it's real troubles when your body's shutting down.
Yeah.
But there's something your body does. You don't feel cold anymore because they routinely find people that have died from hypothermia
Like naked, right?
stripped of clothes.
Yeah.
And they did it themselves. Like they took off their shirt because they think they're boiling.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's-
Yeah, no, the whole drowning thing or slowly being deprived of oxygen.
Well, that's the
Well,
thing.
so,
My dad
I mean-
would go ahead.
Slowly, like suffocation is not bad because you pass out before anything.
Well, yeah, but they're not suffocating like they've got a bag over their head. They're suffocating by oxygen slowly dropping in percentage points relative to available air.
Oh yeah, no, that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Maybe it's carbon monoxide poisoning I'm thinking about.
So my dad, as you guys know, was a SEAL. His choice to die, if he were to choose, would be drowning over fire. He's terrified of fire.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I don't know which I would choose, but
Well, is it?
He's like, it'd just be a quick one. You're underwater, and you just take that deep.
Yeah, but
you're
say
done.
once you fill your lungs with water, it doesn't hurt.
Exactly.
You just can't breathe.
yeah, I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
I plan to die in my sleep. In like a million years.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I don't know. I want to go into a blaze of glory.
After they've uploaded your consciousness to a computer, and the computer slowly dies.
yes. Yeah, you know the evil computer from Strange New Worlds,
No, I've never. Oh yeah, yeah,
or
Yeah.
from Lower Decks,
yeah,
Yeah.
the one that's voiced by Shran.
yeah. You know what you're really talking about, right?
What?
That's stolen.
What the HAL 9000?
Yeah, well, no. Like the consciousness in a computer.
Oh.
Because HAL 9000 wasn't conscious. Well, I guess partially, but
I feel like it kind of was.
no. It's stolen from a much worse movie than that. Much worse.
Oh. What?
Is it Circuit?
No, Lawnmower Man.
Lawnmower Man?
Lawnmower Man. Oh my god. I don't remember the last time I saw that movie.
Oh, I don't either.
That's ooh. You are reaching into the bowels of terrible B movies.
But that's.
No, you're right. It is definitely Lawnmower Man, for sure. Wow. God, when did that come out?
Had to be in the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. And I thought Earth Girls Are Easy was a bad movie to watch, but like, oof.
Compared to that one?
Lawnmower Man is a rough movie. Let's be fair. At least Earth Girls Are Easy has Jeff Goldblum and Jim Carrey before they were popular.
Right?
It's weird to see him like that too, because you're
Well, I
like,
don't know about Jeff Goldblum before he was popular. I think that's just who he is. That's always been who he was.
it is Jeff Goldblum.
Like from The Fly all the way through.
The Fly.
Oh, The Fly.
I hate that movie.
He's like the most popular kooky bit part actor in Hollywood.
That's yeah. Well, he got lucky getting that part in Jurassic Park
Yeah,
because they wanted to get rid of it like 3 times.
that whole part.
I'm pretty sure he didn't get paid for that movie. I think he just showed up. They were like, "Damn it, Jeff, go away." He was
He's
like,
here. Let's do something.
He's like, "No, I'm in the movie," because he got to pick his wardrobe and everything. Like I think he just was like moseying through wardrobe, and then he just walked on set.
he,
They were
he
like,
didn't get to pick his wardrobe so much as no one else was paying attention.
"Yeah,"
they didn't think he was in the movie.
Yeah, he just walked on. He was like,
Just some random guy.
"What's going on?" He was like, "What's up?"
Is that Jeff Goldblum? Yeah. What's he doing here? I don't know.
Just call him Dr. Ian or something. He's fine. Okay, sure. Isn't that the other guy? No, don't worry about it. No one will notice the difference.
Did we fire that guy? Yeah. Well, kind of worked out, I guess.
It works. Free entertainment there.
It's the opposite of getting fired and never file it. They don't ever file the paperwork, so you just collect checks.
Yeah,
for-
you're just like, oh, cool, okay.
yeah.
Like, what do you mean he was on payroll? What? Who the fuck? What? Who's this Jeff Goldblum guy? What the? I mean, they made a second one with him, so which really all he got paid was that
And
Mercedes.
a third.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't
The new one,
the newest
yeah.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't he supposed to be in the next one, too?
There's no next one.
They are not doing it. There's no way in hell
The-
I am sitting through another shitty Jurassic World movie. You can fuck right off.
Listen,
No,
we say
no,
that,
you
but they
listen.
still keep doing the same thing
No,
over and over and over again.
We're done.
They
Okay,
remake
we are
it, make
we
it
are
shitty.
done.
I read an article that was right. It said Jurassic Park is one of the greatest sci-fi whatever movies of all time.
Yes, it's ever been touched.
And then that should have been it. No 2, no 3.
I mean, 2 is pushing it. When they made 2, and you were like,
Yeah.
okay, I can kind of believe 2.
It's okay.
When 3 came out, you were like, okay,
Even if you can believe
you
them,
lost me on 3.
they were completely unnecessary. Jurassic Park still stands up.
It really does.
Compared to the rest of them, yeah.
Like, yeah, just on its own. It really is just like it almost feels like it should just be Jurassic Park, and then the rest of them are their own timeline, right? Like if you just cut that one out,
Yeah.
you're like, no, it's Jurassic Park. The rest of those movies are their own. They're over here.
You know what? So we have a couple of movies that didn't do Like, they ruined sequels for everyone else because they're like, we could do a sequel. Because everyone thought, all of a sudden, people thought sequels could be better, right? So Star Wars, 5 and 6, the sequels in the original 3. We're not going to go into the other 6 movies.
I was about to say, are we talking like Empire?
No.
We're talking about the
Empire.
prequels.
We're talking Empire.
No,
Okay.
no. We're talking about Empire and Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
All right. Also, Indiana Jones.
Well, wait a minute. The first Indiana Jones is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes. Which is fantastic.
The second one is Temple of Doom,
Which is pretty good.
which is mediocre.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest.
I'd say it's slightly better than mediocre.
But the third one is really good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People all of a sudden they thought they could do sequels.
Okay.
And then, for the common man, for the I'm not George Lucas or Steve Spielberg crowd,
Right.
Terminator and Terminator 2.
Ah, yes. Those do really hold out.
Yeah.
Because that sequel came out and it blew Terminator out of the water. I'm not sure it's better, but it blew it out of the water.
Well, you know what's nice though is I like when a sequel feels like a proper continuation.
Yeah, I do
Like,
too.
Like Terminator 1 feels very solid, and Terminator 2 feels like a really solid continuation.
Yeah, and quite frankly, you could watch Terminator 2. You would not know some things without ever having seen the Terminator and
Right.
be just fine.
Because it does almost stand out.
Same with Star Wars, same with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, you could jump into Empire Strikes Back. You wouldn't necessarily know who all the characters are at the first, but
Yeah,
you
you
would
would-
still have a pretty decent understanding of what's going on.
You wouldn't get the full character build. In Indiana Jones, you could watch in whatever order you want, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it builds off of itself already.
-4 and soon to be
most
5.
people don't actually know the order of Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Like most people will tell you that Temple of Doom came out first.
yeah. No,
and,
that's true.
and you have to be like, no,
No.
Raiders of the Lost Ark came out in 1983. You know why I know this? Because Industrial Light and Magic had to put their A team on doing Indiana Jones. They had to put their B team on doing Ghostbusters 2, which also came out in 1983, and the C team got stuck doing Star Trek 5, which is why the CGI in Star Trek 5 is
no,
terrible.
your years are off though, because Star Trek 5 wasn't 83.
Yeah?
No, Star Trek 5 was 86.
Is it 86?
Yes.
Well, either way, Industrial Light and Magic was pumped out doing all those crappy movies.
But it would have made sense. But Indiana Jones, but Raiders of the Lost Ark might have also been 86. Because
I'm pretty sure it's 83.
it's 80. Well, because 77, 80, and 83 would have been Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Right, but wasn't that all Lucasfilm? That wasn't, or was that Industrial Light and Magic?
No. But think about Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. Good old Harrison Ford, the carpenter we never got.
Yeah. He actually was a carpenter.
Yeah, there's a story.
Yeah, that's how he got the job.
No, there's a story of people who just knew him as Mr. Ford.
Yeah.
And he was Mr. Ford the carpenter because he built the cabinets in this dude's house, his like parents' house.
Yeah.
And they have a picture of him like sawing off this cabinet piece, like in a T-shirt and a work belt. And they're like, we just knew him as like Mr. Ford, and then all of a sudden he was on TV as Harrison Ford. And we were like, that's the guy who built our kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, what? Man, he does really good work. That's a shame he's an actor now.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's Han Solo. You're like, well, I guess we're not going to get him to come back. Anyway, so someone tell me about the Russian Cold War pizza oven.
Okay, so, fun fact. During the Cold War, the Russians sold us titanium on the beliefs that it was for making pizza ovens.
Okay.
You know what it was for?
I do not.
The SR-71 Blackbird. Yes,
So what we're going to make is this
the SR-71 Blackbird
the world's largest pizza oven.
is funded by all of the titanium that the Russians thought they were making pizza ovens with.
The world's
Apparently.
fastest pizza oven.
Yes. No, that's how America we are. We tricked the Soviets and we're like, no, we're just gonna be fat and make pizza ovens. They were like, oh, we'll sell you all the titanium you guys want.
They're like
Take
fat
it.
Americans.
It is fine. We want these pizza ovens when you're done. And they were like, okay, sure, that's fine. Whatever you say, Vlad, don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden it was like, we've just built the most intensive airplane ever, and the Russians probably went, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I don't think they were making pizza ovens. I read it was an article. It was like yesterday, or the day before. It was on Fox News, And I was just laughing hysterically the whole time because you just go, there are classified documents about Operation Pizza Oven somewhere where there are probably some of the funniest transcripts of an American agent just convincing him. Like, he's got blueprints about these new revolutionary pizza ovens that he's trying to sell the Russians. And they're like, oh, this is fantastic technology. We want it on the ground floor.
Oh, speaking of Russians, so Dave was over last night. I was hanging out with Dave.
Yeah, and when is he going to come up and be on the podcast?
We need to give him a time, see if we can't get him up here.
Okay.
I told him Wednesdays and Sundays, let's narrow it down and get him up here.
Okay.
But we were talking, and he brought up low band frequency radios.
All right.
And he says there's things on there called numbers channels. And what they're for are for spies in different countries. They tune in at a certain time. It makes this weird sound.
Yeah.
And it reads off 5, 4, 9. And what it is you have a little pamphlet and you read off what your mission is for that day, what you need to do, and then you're supposed to burn that paper.
Okay.
A little burn after reading.
But that's what Dave was telling me. And then he also told me about the story about CVI and how it started.
How did CVI start? I know Sharky started.
How'd Sharky start?
Sharky stole $350,000 from Harris Vault.
I mean, that sounds right.
Yeah.
No, there was this Irish couple, and
I don't know if the number's right. I want Dave here to tell these stories because he actually knows them.
Yeah,
Dave
he can
should.
tell that story
so
fantastically.
I'll hold off, and Dave can tell this story. But it's a neat story about an Irish couple who just want to buy an inn and make a little inn with
Yeah.
a pub in it. This is like 70s.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know it's been around that long.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's almost as good as buying pizza.
I want to know if they sold the Russians on the idea that because it was titanium, they could superheat the cooking surface.
You know that there's a funny story about this. You know it. Like
It's like preheating the pizza stone to 600 degrees, except you don't have to do it because it's titanium.
Yeah.
So it only takes like 7 minutes or something.
It was
I want to know what they sold them with.
exactly. I want to know what the transcripts are.
I'm curious
For
if they
this
tried to do
mission.
it themselves.
Yeah.
And it was because like we were on the fast food kick.
Oh,
Like,
how much better
you know.
is that? Like some guys in Russia playing around with titanium. How are they using this for pizza ovens? It keeps fucking this shit up.
Oh, well, so it was the Cold War, right? So there's definitely
Yeah.
some double agency going on.
Yeah.
So at some part, the CIA probably had a division of dudes making pizza ovens, and then that information got leaked to the Russians, and they were probably sitting in a bunker somewhere with a titanium pizza oven, going, "What's the difference? Why? What does this do?"
The alternative, we never built the pizza ovens. They did. Turns out it makes the best pizza in the world.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, a titanium pizza oven would be pretty badass.
wrong.
Just for flexing's sake, because titanium's expensive. So
They're like, decades later, they're like, they did get that plane. And they're like, yeah, but this pizza's really fucking good.
have you had this pizza? I would just call my restaurant Titanium Pizza.
Yeah, right?
Like you don't even and no explanation. Just like why do you? What is this titanium pizza you call it? And it's like, well, we make it in a titanium pizza oven. That's very powerful.
Either that or you could call it Blackbird's Pizza.
Is what I was about to
Blackbird
say.
Yeah.
Do you want the SR-71 or?
Oh my god! I cannot believe. Like I understand that we used to trade Pepsi for vodka.
Stoli specifically.
Stoli for vodka. They wanted Pepsi. Okay, cool. Like that, but you just go, how the hell? Like that is the greatest salesman of all time. The real Michael Weston definitely showed up for that one to be like, yeah, no pizza ovens. Because like we already make burgers in 30 seconds. We're trying to make pizzas in 30 seconds. The Russians were like, this is genius. I love a good pizza.
Because who doesn't love a good pizza?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, pizza's a hard sell, right? Like, you're making pizza? What do you need?
Yeah.
You bought Cobalt too? Like, do you?
I have a coworker that absolutely does not like pizza.
What?
Yeah, and I'm like, how could you not
Un-American.
like pizza? He says it's
Un-American.
overrated. He's like, it's okay, but it's overrated. And I'm like, pizza's never been overrated.
I mean,
They just haven't found the right pizza.
Exactly.
what? I mean, Wow. Have they tried pizza?
Well, that's the thing. He says that his family gets pizza every once in a while, but he's just not into it. So he has like a slice and then calls it good.
It's got to be pretty crappy pizza.
It must be shit.
Me, I'll plow through a whole pizza if I get the chance. Give me an extra large, that thing's gone.
That's a little too much pizza. But
Yeah, it's a little too much for my
Listen,
blood.
sometimes I just can't help myself.
Like a good medium-sized pizza, I could plow through easily in like 2 days. But
Listen, I still haven't tried your hack with the pizza. I keep meaning to. But
which one?
the egg on the pizza, I still want
Oh,
it.
that's
breakfast pizza.
That's
Breakfast
breakfast
pizza's
pizza.
good.
No, I have 2 hacks for pizza, but they're different.
I just learned that it's perfectly great if you throw it in an air fryer. Brings it back perfect.
Oh, to reheat it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't an air fryer just an oven,
Essentially.
right? Like,
But it's quicker.
I mean, I'm not crazy, right?
I think you're right. But, like, the funny part is they have ovens with air fryers built into them now.
Well, see, so what's the difference?
Superheated air that moves around. It's the same thing.
But isn't that what an oven is? Just a box of superheated air?
Well, essentially, so you have the box, and you have the new ones have the heat coil up top, but it used to be on the bottom.
Right.
And with the heat rising, it would cook the pizza.
Yeah.
So the air wouldn't circulate. This has a fan in it that causes the air to circulate, so it cooks evenly, quicker.
Okay.
Here's the thing for pizza. Now, that's faster, granted. But the secret to pizza, I don't care what it is a pizza stone.
Yes.
I also have a pizza stone.
Absolutely agree.
That's the answer.
I only use it for
please.
when I make homemade pizza, though.
Everything else you do, it even works for DiGiorno.
Oh,
everything else you do is second best to that hack.
It makes
A pizza stone preheated to as hot as you can make your oven.
500
Yes.
degrees, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like 8 minutes,
Done.
7-8 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Dude, the pizza oven at Alibi is a pass-through,
Yeah.
but the slats are individual stones on the conveyor belt.
Oh, what?
Like, you dirty motherfuckers.
Genius
That's
bastards.
genius. Well, is it also made out of titanium? Did you check?
I'm sure there's some titanium in there.
I knew it. That's where it came from.
I saw that. I was like, that's amazing.
That's. I wonder if they're all like that now.
I don't know. But if I bought a pizza restaurant, that's what I would
That
put
would
in there.
definitely be the Pizza Maker 9000 for sure.
Yeah, unless I had a full-on like brick oven. But
So you looked at the first topic that I have down, right? I don't know if we should talk about that one.
I don't know that we should talk about that one.
Kind of
either.
dangerous.
Yeah. Listen, we might lose our 22 subscribers because we get canceled.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that might be a good one.
But-
to skip
Totally
there,
good.
But going back to the wars, World War II, 1938, just before it pops off, they made a gas-proof baby stroller, and it looks like a small up-armored tank. And there's a picture of a lady in Britain, and it was the Brits that made this, just pushing it along. It looked like she was going pretty easy, but I don't think she was moving.
I mean, was there a place for her to hang her gas mask?
She just had her gas mask on, full get up.
Oh, because it's definitely very, very Tiffany's to accessorize.
So here's
Listen, they were
here's the-
terrified after World War I that they were going to have gas issues
Here's
there.
the problem with that photo, right? So that implies to me, if she's already wearing her mask, that she just decided to take the baby for a stroll, having already been gassed.
Exactly.
And I have serious questions there.
yeah,
It needs to be hanging there in preparation, because then you're like, I'm taking the baby for a stroll, and this might happen. If it's already happened, what are you doing outside?
Fair enough.
but
I mean-
that's actually that's good. That's a good
But
point.
the 30s were interesting because also in 38, in New York, they had baby cages. Casey doesn't believe it.
Well,
You
I
don't
have
have
to
to.
explain it.
I mean,
It's literally a cage that they mount outside their window and hold on with cables. So the baby has like a playpen outside the window so it can get fresh air and move around out there.
like for
Literally,
cats.
literally like a fenced in area.
Yeah, like chicken wire and a little platform, like you do for cats in high rises.
Listen, parenting back then
For babies.
was different, for sure.
Yeah.
What was it last week? He dies. He dies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's fine.
We gave him a chance. If he couldn't make it, that's on his own.
Although, speaking of World War II, have you ever heard the story of the 8 dudes who stole a Russian U-boat?
No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So, the American fleet, right, decided that they were going to steal a Russian submarine, like U-boat, or a German one.
German.
Right?
The U-boats were German.
Yeah. Yeah. So they were going to steal one. So they had this one off the coast of Somalia, like just by itself, kind of, because they were always floating out there just kind of randomly to wait for us and the British and the French to come by.
Yeah.
And they'd pick us off. So they planned out this 8-man team of specialists. Like, one was a pressure specialist, one was like a reactor specialist for the engines, and a couple dudes who were good at like fixing hull damage and stuff like that. 8 of these ships, like in a fleet, head for this one U-boat. And they fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to the point where you convince the people inside the boat to leave.
Yeah.
Now, when the Germans left, they plant scuttle charges. Like, if you're leaving anyway, the ship's already sinking.
Yeah.
So the Germans are getting on their boats. And this 2-boat team of 4 and 4 dive off the American ship and just make a full-scale, like, aim to get to this boat. And as the last guys from the Germans are getting out, the American dudes are, like, waving to them, like, bye, and they're getting inside. Now, can you imagine this? You're getting into a boat that is torrentially sinking.
It has live charges.
Has live charges in it, and is in a completely different language than what anyone speaks. So it's going down, and
fast.
The commander, he's the last one in, and he's sitting at the top there, and the water's now coming in from the top because it's sinking quick.
Yeah.
And he seals the hatch to save time to pressurize the hull. And then they can't get the engine to go because it's flooded and it's stalled out. But you need the propeller to spin to turn the alternator to charge the interiors for all the pumps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So as this thing is sinking, this battleship rolls up and throws on like 4 ropes and starts towing this U-boat. Now, we've left the Germans just floating in the water because we don't give a shit. We're like, someone else, there's 8 other ships in the fleet. Someone else can pick them up. We don't give a shit. We're stealing this thing.
They'll figure it out.
So we steal it, and we're dragging it. One of the guys in the engineering team decides to disconnect the impeller from the engine to get it to start spinning. So it starts spinning because now it's being pulled.
Yeah, yeah.
And it turns on the internals. And basically, they get this thing back to being usable.
They jumped a U-boat.
Yeah. And they towed it all the way to Chicago and left it there. And if you go to Chicago, there's actually a German U-boat at the museum. That's the one we stole. Like, legitimately, we Grand Theft Auto'd a German U-boat. It's like one of the greatest stories I've ever heard in my life. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, we were just like so badass American. We were like, no, you know what? We need the subtech. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna steal it. Yeah, we're taking the shit. But to be like, okay, just disable this mine so it doesn't blow up in our face. Okay, cool. What? How do you read this pressure? I don't know. It's in German. It's in the metric system. What is this?
World War II A team right there.
What are these fucking leaders? What is that? Yeah.
Oh,
I heard that story like 2 days ago, and I was like, that's amazing.
See,
Like, that just sounds like something we would do.
and I read a different story that has nothing to do with the war.
What'd you read?
It wound up being a guy that was imprisoned, and he was put in solitary confinement. And there's 2 of them, and they're smoking cigarettes. Nobody knows how they're getting these cigarettes. Well, come to find out, they trained a cockroach to stop at an open cell. They would tie a cigarette and a match to it, and that cockroach would go all the way to the closed cell and deliver cigarettes.
I mean,
And that was in an American prison,
well, is American prison? You got a lot of free time.
right? You can train some cockroaches.
I feel like some of those guys' talents are not being put to use.
Most of the best improvised stills come from prison.
Exactly.
And weapons, improvised weapons. And, I mean, prison dudes are creative.
No, they kind of have to be.
Yeah,
I
they're a
mean-
little bored.
I get that. You know, what is it? It's like 20 hours out of the day you're just doing nothing,
Just about.
right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, you get 2 hours in the yard, and I don't know. It's weird now because when I think of prison, like I think of people just sitting in their cells all day, but like you watch like 60 Minutes in, and there's like a big common area,
Yeah, usually there's
That
a
you can
bunch of
just
shared
hang out in.
cells.
Yeah.
In a common area.
and it's weird because I don't think about that. But it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah, they
there's
get like
just
some time to hang out in
yeah.
there.
Yeah, unless they're actually in like AdSec,
Yeah.
they're getting time.
But you just chill out and, you know, play cards and try not to get stabbed.
Yeah, pretty much. I imagine.
And then you get your gym time
I don't-
outside,
Yeah,
getting swole.
I don't know how people volunteer for 60 days in. I don't think I could do it.
No, I'd have a hard time with it.
Like I understand some people want to do it, you know, but
I could do 60 days in the backcountry way before I could do 60 days.
yeah, 60 days camping, let's go. Okay.
Easy.
Ooh, that's hard. I'm going to grow a beard and learn how to be a lumberjack. But
Yeah.
and I'm going to have to learn how to hunt some food. But that doesn't seem problematic to me.
No,
But-
the simplest
but
way is just
sitting
to
in
make
j-
a snare.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Little rabbit snare.
Hey, is James coming up on?
James said, because I sent him a picture and I was like, hey, need to put you on the podcast, bro. We shoot on Sundays and Wednesdays. I'm like, this Sunday, I want you on there. He said he'll be here
Okay,
with a thumbs up.
okay.
So I'm going to hold him to it.
We got to pick some good whiskeys for
Yes.
that flight.
Exactly. We'll find something good for sure.
I don't know. He's pretty good.
James,
The Stranahan's, that's pretty good Scotch whiskey.
right?
Oh, it
It's not
was.
Scotch.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very good.
It's American single malt.
Oh. Which is, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's tasty.
We can make single malt.
This is the whiskey that the owner of the last casino drank.
Oh,
This was his whiskey.
Okay.
That's how I got turned on to it.
Nice. Well, it's not a bad choice.
Because he was not a bourbon guy. He didn't like the corn sweetness.
No, you're the bourbon guy. I dabble in it.
Well, he had a really good palate. But he was a wine guy. He had a really sensitive palate. So he didn't, if it was too rich, he checked out. Which is why I think he checked out a bourbon most of the time. But that, he was always a huge fan of. That's what we stocked in the limo when he was doing like VIP events and stuff. Yeah.
So
I can see that.
So where's the blue label at amongst these white, black, and red labels?
It's the cheapest.
Okay.
But he liked it better than the yellow label. And the other ones I haven't had. The white label, no one sees in this state. No
Fair.
one.
That's a Colorado specific.
You actually, as far as I know, you actually have to go to Colorado and wait in line for it. And I think it's December.
in the cold.
Yeah.
You might do that one day, right? Just plan a ski trip, go down there.
I mean, if I was there, yeah, I'd go wait in line one day. Why not?
Yeah, logistics. If you're there,
Yeah,
let's
like
go.
if I happen to be skiing already at Breck or Vail or something, yeah, I'll take a day out. I'll plan an extra day and go down and wait at do the release party because it's a party. Like you're in line, you're really not in line. You really get your number when you get in line, and then you go around and you do a bunch of other stuff and you drink and you party and you get food. And,
So it's like a festival thing.
yeah, it's a big deal for them.
Okay, well, that would be fun then. Yeah.
And then High West is right there in Park City.
Oh, so it's a twofer.
Well, it's close. I mean, they're still like 8-9 hours apart, but
Yeah, but you play in like a couple
But
days in one town, go together.
next time I'm in Park City, I'm definitely going to High West Saloon.
Oh,
The
there's a,
distillery's somewhere else.
there's a saloon.
Yeah, the distillery, I don't know exactly where the distillery's at. I don't think it's in Park City. It might be outside of Salt Lake. But they have a saloon in Park City for High West.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
So you want me to pick up that rum barrel finish
Yes, please.
next time in Reno?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Let's try that. I'm curious how that is
I will do that.
because that rum barrel should add a nice like sweetness.
Dude, nothing. He can't. We're going to leave out names. But Party X can't talk to Party Y about this until at least the weekend.
I will tell him that.
Because I can't get fired before Friday.
I can tell him that. But like I said,
Because on Friday, I'm taking delivery of a Jack 10 and a Jack 12.
Ah, this is
Oh,
important.
then, yeah,
Okay,
that
yeah,
is
this-
important. Yes.
Some secret squirrel stuff.
The 10 isn't this year's, though. It's last year's.
That's even better. It's got an extra year of age.
I couldn't get this year's 10 set up. I found it. I actually saw it in person at at Incline Spirits and Cigars or whatever.
Okay.
One of the two Incline Spirits.
Yeah.
They wanted fucking $600 for it.
Holy
they
Jesus.
kissed my ass.
Yeah, damn.
$600
Yeah. For the 10.
for the
They have batch 1 at Dart for $600.
Yeah.
I'm getting it for retail.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'm paying a little over on the Jack 12, but not.
Not much.
That's
Not
fine
much.
too. That's fine. I know $600.
But I need those whiskeys.
Fair enough.
I tried my ass off to get the Jack 12. Never. I thought I had it at Lee's, and it came in 2 days early, and they didn't hold on to it for me.
Oh, Lee's usually pretty good about that too.
Yeah, but they didn't do it, which was disappointing. I should have just paid for it in advance.
Should have.
There you go.
They were charging $100 for it.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
I would have picked up 2 for that price.
Yeah, for that price,
Yeah.
that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to trying that.
I'm curious.
And the new Woodford's Batch Proof is coming out,
Ooh,
which, if I find, I'll pick one up.
Nice.
Those are like 130.
all right. That's not terrible.
But I still have that Woodford, the historic barrel entry proof they did from the Masters selection.
Oh.
Whatever, that we have it open. We got to taste that on here at some point.
yeah, because Woodford is good.
Yeah.
I do like Woodford's.
We need to put their double oak against the Elijah Craig toasted.
Oh,
yeah.
there you
And
go.
then pick a random finish. I have, you know what I do have that we could open up and put in there? I haven't tried it yet. Is the 2XO Innkeepers, which is a finished whiskey.
Oh, okay.
That one, they still have some around. I can pick up a backup bottle too of that.
Oh, nice.
So I need to open it and try it and see if it's worth picking up a backup.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, we can do that. Double Oak,
I'm-
Elijah Craig, 2XO Innkeepers.
I'm for it.
Okay.
I am for it.
I am too.
We'll do that flight. We'll do that flight next time you're here.
Next Wednesday
Yeah.
Yes.
Next Wednesday.
Next
or
one.
the Wednesday after, whenever you get it in.
Yeah.
Either
Well, I've
way.
already got it, and the Woodford Double Oak you can buy everywhere.
Right.
I just go pick that up.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's not like a super rare bottle.
In fact, can I pick up one of the halfies
Yeah.
when I pick up the High West?
Yeah, do that.
Perfect.
That's perfect. And that gets us close to our points if you go to Total Wine.
Yeah, we're like 3,000 points away
Yeah, so that gets us close.
from the lotteries.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Because I know they get in Weller Full Proof every once in a while. Oh. And I really want to.
Big W.
I have one, but I don't want to. I want to bunker one
A bunker.
before I open it.
This guy over here is a bunker. His bunker's full of, like, MREs, tons of bourbon, and bullets. Like,
He's got some whiskey.
This is 100% my contribution to the apocalypse.
yeah.
I can
Oh, yeah.
shoot really well,
Yeah.
and I know how to make a lot of different kinds of stills.
And there you go.
Like, what do you have? Do you have a soldering iron? Yes, we can work with that.
We can be friends.
Yeah.
Listen, I have all that in my garage. We got this.
Yeah, people are going to be like, I made food. I can rebuild cars. What do you do? I'm like, I have an unlimited supply of whiskey. You're in. Yeah.
I make booze.
I can hunt. I know how to make snares. We got this.
Yeah. So that's it.
I
I'm
mean-
gonna be like, hey, I can shoot. They're like, so can everyone. What else can you do? I'm like,
Yeah.
I can make whiskey. Come on over.
Done.
I guess I'm resorted down to shooting, hunting, and telling jokes.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
no,
the
you're-
comic relief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm down to joke telling.
You're in the hide. You're the sneaky sniper.
And
Because no one believes it.
yeah, that's true. I do definitely reach out and touch somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that over there? Bam.
Whatever it is, it's not anymore.
I like that in the American Sniper
Yeah.
when he's in the sniper school.
Oh, yeah.
And the dude's like, you got to keep your eye closed. He's like, but then I can't see anything else. He's like, there's nothing else down there. He's like, yes, there is, sir. And he's like, no, there isn't. And he shoots that snake. It's like, all right, I guess there was some down there.
Better when it breathes.
yeah.
Oh my God. That was Adam. It's like, I'm better when it's moving. He's also better when he's moving.
Really? Like on the move?
Yeah.
Well, I figure that's just from training.
It's
right?
experience, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all like muscle memory training.
He can't stand the sniper thing.
Ah,
Sitting in one place. Like, he wants to be moving. He wants to run and gun.
I get that. I mean, it is kind of boring. Just kind of. Okay.
I have no idea what I'd actually be good at.
Any day now.
Pistol.
I have to pee.
Yeah, listen. Pistols at dawn. I got a decent shot.
You got this.
All right, John Wick.
Yeah. That was a really kooky, like,
That's
we're just going all the way back
That,
to like
you know-
1600s England.
it's such a random movie.
Yeah,
For,
it really
for
is.
that entry. Like you just, it's one long ass roller coaster ride, and you're just like all of a sudden it's like, and we get to Pistols at Dawn. Oh,
Yeah.
oh okay.
I still need to watch it.
Oh, you didn't watch it yet?
No.
Oh, you gotta throw it up. It's on the Amazon, man. Throw it up.
I know it is, and like when I'm sitting in here, the last couple times I've been sitting in here, my tooth, of course, the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time, and like I smoked Monday, and it was fine,
Okay.
no issues. All of it fell out, by the way, because in the middle of the night I apparently popped the stitches,
Oh.
and then I sneezed and I popped the
yeah.
rest of the stitches,
Oh.
and I'm like, huh, it's not supposed to do that, right?
Well, I hope you didn't pop the bone graft off.
I don't know. If I did, then it's
They'll just have to stick it on.
I don't need the bone graft. The bone graft was just extra. They're like, we can put a tooth there if you want. I'm like, it's where a wisdom tooth is. I don't need it.
Right?
Casey,
What?
I'm interested in your fourth topic, and we still haven't talked about the third one.
Well,
Well, we talked about the lost sub a little bit.
yeah,
little bit.
A little bit, yeah. What would you like to know?
What something completely random you've always wanted to do?
Oh, you know, so I was thinking about this. All right,
I feel like this was spurred by a thought that Casey had.
it
And
was.
Casey always has
It
these
was,
thoughts.
and it was also like a video I saw on YouTube.
Okay.
It sounds funny, right? But I've legitimately always wanted to do the Firewatch Tower thing for a summer,
Okay.
right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and I don't know where they do them still because I thought it was all digital these days, like with camera towers.
No, that's
Well, there's a couple that aren't really Firewatch towers anymore that you can just rent.
Oh, well, see, there's this one where this guy legitimately was still doing the work.
yeah, you can actually still do
And-
the work and get paid. It's
Yeah,
like 6 months.
he's like, here's my day in the life of being the Firewatch guy. Like, and he's like, he goes and he cleans off the helicopter landing pad, and then he's like, all right, let's go upstairs, and he's just like sitting on the tower, and then he's like, oh look, there's a fire over there, and then he like points this geographical map thing, and like radios it in. I was like, that would be the coolest summer ever. Like just sitting on a tower in the middle of the forest, smoking cigars, waiting for fire.
I'm not going to lie.
There's a little irony in that.
That sounds amazing.
Like, you know, you could write, you know, I would take a laptop, like maybe write a book or something and just enjoy being out in nature for 3 months. Like, I think that would be fantastic.
Paranoid.
Meanwhile, there's a guy in another Firewatch tower who's like, hey, there's a fire near your tower. What?
You're like, oh, no,
Really?
there's no fire.
There's a fire near your tower. Where'd that come from? I don't know. Looks bad, though. Yeah.
Okay, granted, yes, fire coming to the tower is a bit of a scary thought
Yes.
because I have seen fire move quickly. Like,
I'm-
we live in a fire
I'm
town.
talking about fire coming from the tower.
Oh yeah, no, I think I would be fine. You know, I'd have one of those covered ashtrays.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Dude, do you have any, like, you're in a Firewatch tower. Something happens. Drop the cigar. Starts a fire.
Oh God.
A direct line would need to exist for one of us to call you up and immediately say, I remember my first cigar.
We just have a button. We don't even have to call you up. It just hits and it just plays that soundtrack.
So hurtful. That would be so hurtful. But that's, you know, it's just one of those random things, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Well,
Like,
see, I kind of have the same thing. I'm terrified of heights. I want to go skydiving, but the biggest one I want to do is that halo jump
Okay.
from way up there.
okay, you can't just halo jump.
Yeah, it turns out you got to jump a bunch first.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I gotta build
a
it up.
bunch. Yeah.
Because rappelling out a helicopter, I got that one down.
Who even does halo jumps for civilians?
Dude, I don't even think they do it for civilians.
Yeah,
They might.
somewhere in Russia.
Yeah, you might have to go like third world country to do that.
Or join back up.
So you did the fast rope, the
Yeah. Out of the
aerosol deal?
helicopter.
Yeah.
I was terrified to do that. I did it.
Isn't
No
it just,
issues.
Isn't it just like
But I don't like heights because the thought about it isn't the fact that it's high up. The thought about it is if I land and I hurt myself, I'm going to be paralyzed and I'm going to have to live with this. And I hate the fact because then I'm like, can't ride a motorcycle. I can't drive. I can't walk myself everywhere. And I love to walk. I like to hike.
Yeah, that would be problematic.
but isn't,
And that's my luck.
isn't the fast rope hanging out of a helicopter just kind of like going down a fire pole,
Essentially.
right?
You still have to be able to adjust your speed, slow down in time so you don't crunch your legs.
Well, I get that, but it's the same principle, right? Like you wrap one leg around and you use your legs to kind of squeeze.
Actually, they don't wrap their legs around there.
Oh,
Not really.
Yeah, no, isn't it just like it's just like a rappelling setup?
Essentially, you
It's
just
just a
grab it and
tension
go
setup.
down.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. I'm thinking of the other way to get out of with the thicker rope.
No, that's when you're doing the climb for the rope climb usually.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time, it's a fast rope is you're not tied to anything. You just shoot.
Yeah. Well, that's not terrible though. Although halo jumping would be interesting, I suppose. I mean,
From way up there, man.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
but, I
you're
mean,
seeing
you know-
everything. You're seeing the curvature of the earth.
you're not. Well, that's not that high. They don't jump that high.
I think you can see. Well, I don't think you have to go up that high to see the curvature of the Earth.
The Coriolis effect, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, I think you can see it
Think
from
so,
the
yeah.
top of most 14ers.
I mean, technically, you can see it at the beach.
Well,
Oh yeah, when you're looking out on the horizon
Well,
as the
I
sun's
mean,
setting.
at our beach, you can see it because you can't actually see the beach on the other side of the lake.
yeah, it's 4 feet, 3.5 feet.
Yeah. So if you look at,
But that's not really seeing the curvature. I mean, side to side.
you're talking like the actual
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But I think at the top of most 14,000 peaks, you can see it.
I think it's the start of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a subtle.
Yeah, but it's
Curve.
obviously not flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're like clearly the world is not flat.
Yeah.
Flat earthers.
Yeah. I'm sure from the top of most of the 8,000 meter peaks, you can.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
so. You just need enough flat plane to see it.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure, like, they're not shooting it from the top of Everest with fisheyes.
Fair.
No, but it'd be pretty cool if you did.
Well, yeah, but I'm
Everything's cooler through a fisheye lens.
anyway.
Actually, that would be kind of pointless, wouldn't it?
That was the one that I set up for that thing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fisheye. So I could see everything around it.
Oh my god.
I'm dying. By the way,
Don't die.
I'm dying. It's fine.
Go ahead and drink B. It'll save you.
I'm not gonna drink beer. I'd rather die.
I'm just gonna bite the bullet. It's clearly my time.
I think B is the one's killing me.
Oh my god, that smell was brutal.
It cleared out the sinuses, man.
As
You're good.
soon as I got it near my nose, I knew exactly what that smell was. Like no mistaking that at all.
This is because you're a gym rat.
Yeah. It's honestly because I worked in gyms.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you have to spray down and clean it.
Yeah, you got to make laps like cleaning the whole gym. Like when I was in high school. Yeah, you walk around the gym cleaning shit, and it's just such a distinct smell.
Well, now it's just everybody cleans the gym after 2020.
Not everybody.
not everybody,
Oh my god, dude!
no.
I got on a treadmill the other day.
Ooh.
I had to get off the treadmill. It was like, whatever guy was on there, it was crusty. It was so sweaty.
Ooh.
It was gross.
Oh.
I got on and I
Some
looked
sweat
at
butter.
it and I was like, oh, no, I'm going somewhere else.
Don't
I
want to
should
touch that.
have just cleaned it, but I didn't. And then I was on a treadmill next to it, and a guy comes and he gets on that one. I was like, hey, you might want to clean that before you use it. And he was like, what? And he looks at it and he goes, oh, God.
What is that, man?
That's some of that sweat butter.
Oh, it was so disgusting.
That's horrifying.
And I'm pretty good about cleaning my stuff when I get off, but it's like 50-50.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're using, right? If you're touching the rails, then yeah, you
No,
want to.
I mean, it's like 50-50 who cleans their stuff and who doesn't.
Oh yeah.
I don't spray down free weights. So if I'm using dumbbells or the bar or something,
Yeah.
like if I'm doing squats, I don't spray it down.
I tend to spray things down before I get on them.
Yeah. If there's a bench, like if there's something padded that I was using, I clean that.
Wipe the bench, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
But like, I grab some dumbbells and use them. Yeah, sorry. That's just how it's gonna go.
I mean,
Plus, the other side of that is if I grabbed a set of dumbbells and they were still wet, like they were still slippery because someone had sprayed them off, I'd be annoyed.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I didn't think about that
It
for a
takes a
second. I was
minute
like,
to
oh,
dry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always do the pads,
Yeah, that's what I clean.
you know, because I'm like, all right, you know, your hands need to be dry.
And then I clean the treadmill. When I'm done
Oh,
on the
yeah.
treadmill, I clean the treadmill.
That's fair.
Yeah, because you're just sweating, it's coming off. And, yeah.
Yeah. Can we go over this real fast? The proper way to clean gym equipment.
Sure.
One,
Please let us know.
Because it's not offensive. And two, because it's actually better for the upholstery to do it this way,
Oh,
is to spray your paper towels away from everyone.
Yes.
yes.
So you don't spray them, and then use the paper towel to wipe it down. I got sprayed today in the leg by a girl cleaning the treadmill next to me. She's like, it was like, really?
Well, that's not coming off.
But like, I slowed it down. And I grabbed a towel like mid stride, and I was like, as it's walking up, I'm trying to like wipe my leg down. I'm like, this is-
That would have been
Damn it.
amazing to see.
Damn
Just
it.
video of that.
Damn it! Just like a limp.
I wish it had a camera on my face when it happened. I saw it going down. Like I saw where she was spraying the bottle. I was like, oh no.
Here it comes. Oh, here it comes.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. No, I've been in the gym where it's like you watch people just take the bottle and just go, and you're like,
Yeah, it's terrible for the upholstery.
that's too much.
Listen, I've seen him do it and just walk away. Don't even wipe it down.
They just spray it.
They just spray.
What the
That's
hell is that
good.
about?
They're like, yeah, it's
that's-
a disinfectant. It'll go away. It'll come off.
I mean, at least you sprayed it. Like you didn't just walk away from it. But come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's some kooks in the gym. There's one guy. He ramps the treadmill to as high of an incline as it'll go. Right? And then grabs onto the corners of the screen on the front of the treadmill
Not the bars. The
Okay.
screen.
and does this awkward like running jog thing, but his stride's terrible. Every time he does it, I think he's gonna break the treadmill.
And you're just watching
Like,
to see
first
what
of all-
happens next.
Don't like if it's so inclined that you need to hold on to something, it's not really effective anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're not really accomplishing much.
Yeah. Go run up the stair stepper.
Yeah, go use, and we even have a proper step mill. Go use a step mill.
Yeah.
It's not even the stair stepper. It's the like stair belt.
Oh, even better.
Yeah,
Use that. Crank that bitch up.
right.
Do you have one of those running treadmills?
No.
Oh.
One of the curved ones.
Yeah.
No, I want to try. I've never been on one of those. I want to try one.
Those look cool.
We don't have one at ours either.
No,
That looks-
they're more
That's a
specific.
that's
You're
Like
not
an
going to get
Olympic
that.
gym?
that's a posh thing.
Or like a CrossFit gym, or like a strength and conditioning gym, like a proper athlete gym.
Okay.
Where you have like where you go, you're not going in really to work out by yourself. Like sometimes you'll get those privileges, but most of the time you're there paying a lot of money with a coach to do specific things. Which there's value in that. I'm not going to badmouth it, but those are
No.
the types of places that have those pieces of equipment.
Yeah, I've always seen one. I always wanted to like kind of try it.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't run necessarily, but it looks cool to like try to do.
I want to run on one to see what it feels like. But whatever.
I hate running on treadmills. I get shin splits from them all the time. Like
Here's-
regular, I'm fine. Street, dirt, track, treadmills. I don't know what it is.
Here's my problem, is that I hate the beginning of either. So going into winter, I hate running on treadmills, and then I get used to it. And then winter goes away, and I can start to run outside. I'm like, oh God, all right, I got to do this. And then for like 2 weeks, I'm like, this is fucking miserable. Because the motion is different enough that you notice.
Yeah.
And then you finally get broken into running outside, and then it's Tahoe, so winter shows up. You're like, well, that's done. And then you're like, oh, I got to go back to a fucking treadmill. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I have taken to running on a treadmill with a 1 degree or 1.5 degree incline.
Does it help?
Kind of helps.
It makes it more like being outside.
Okay.
It
Interesting.
feels better.
Interesting. Just with that little slight.
Just a slight incline.
Oh,
I think what it does, because what you don't do on a treadmill is load forward, which you do when you're really running, right? Because you're naturally stacking your joints when you're running outside.
Yes.
And then on a treadmill, the way that it works, you don't, like, it's hard to load forward. So you can do it a little bit, but you can't do it like you're running outside. But when you put the incline on there, it sort of does that naturally. So you're loading your lower leg the same way that you would as if you're running outside.
Okay.
fun top tip.
Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Nice top tip from Layne.
Oh my God. I started to rewatch Euro Crash. I got sidetracked by something, but
Oh, yeah. It's funny is I've been just watching like the old challenges.
I wish that Top Gear was still existed somewhere,
Like
like as a streaming.
yeah, not hidden behind the AMC Plus
Yeah.
app where it's locked away now.
Yeah.
I wonder if they lost a lot of viewership because of that.
You know,
Well, they lost a lot of American viewership because of that.
I don't know what season it goes up to, but I may or may not have a bunch of Top Gear just floating around if you'd like it digitally.
I like the older episodes.
I don't know where it came from. Hardy har.
They're
but-
like, it's a lot like West Wing. I can just turn it on.
and just leave it
I
on.
know the episode as soon as it's on, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I can miss 5 minutes of it, and I know exactly what's happened when I come back.
Yeah, that's fair. No, because I've just been like just putting it on like on YouTube they have the challenges like the playlist.
Yeah.
So like I just put the challenges on and I just watch that. I'm like, oh, this is so good. You can just watch all this all day
Yeah.
and not be disappointed.
It was such a good show.
What was your random thing, Lane? What
Yeah.
do you got? You got anything?
I didn't even think
anything
about having a
quirky
random
like
thing.
that?
It
know,
was a
like-
treadmill, the.
No, that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, like just even if it's just like like I said, like Firewatch Tower would just be
I mean,
so cool.
It's not random. I want to like disappear for 6 months.
So where,
Like,
if
be able to
if
do
you
this
could,
from the road somewhere.
yeah, like where would you go?
Like
then?
van life?
Like
Yeah, or just traveling. It doesn't have to be a fan life. I don't know that it would be in this country because I've already seen most of
I was
this
about to say,
country.
like I feel like you're due for like a 6-month backpack through Europe.
Yeah, like I just want to
you know?
disappear for a while.
Like ride the trains, stay at posh hotels, and
Yeah, and I
you
mean,
know.
like, the parts of this country that I haven't seen, I would still like to see,
Well,
but they're on opposite ends.
aren't you at like 47?
I'm at 43.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can actually tell you what's left:
all right.
Alaska, Hawaii,
Okay.
Rhode Island, Vermont, Connecticut, Delaware, Maine. Those are my 7.
So you're missing like the one top corner of the Northeast,
Yes.
and then like the 2 random ones,
Yeah.
plus the 51st.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, I want to go do the other country thing. I don't know where I would go because, I mean, I've got a degree in Spanish, so going to South America would be kind of cool.
I think
Oh.
Italy would be a good one for you.
Italy?
Wine.
Oh, yeah. Listen,
I have a friend that
my
lives out
parents
there.
at some point, when my mom was still around, were going to take a European cruise. And they're like, do you want to go? And I'm like, it would kind of be a waste. They're like, why? I'm like, because I would get off in the first port, and then I would meet you at the last port.
Yes.
And they were like, really? I'm like, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. I know it's like so tempting, right? Because it's like, I mean, once you get to, like, if you can just get to London, right, then you're just a channel right away from the rest of Europe.
Well, and I'd love to go. I mean, I would love to go ski in the Alps, and
Oh yeah, because you're one of those people.
I am one of those people.
So would you prefer the winter-ish time?
I don't know.
So
At
you
least
could
for
do
the
it
Alps.
like ski-a-palooza, or would it be like try
If
to
I
do
got
it?
if I got 6 months,
Yeah,
it would be.
like summer
It would
into,
it
into
would
winter,
probably start in Ireland and Scotland with golf,
right?
and then it would go through harvest in France and Italy and Spain,
Naturally,
and then I would turn back around and make it to the Alps for winter.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good one.
That's a solid 6-month journey right there.
Right?
That's not bad.
And then maybe a little trip to Japan.
Well, so
Oh, Japan in Japanuary.
Japanuary.
it's funny. So I was watching this other video on YouTube, right? Because YouTube's like the new TV.
Of course.
Pretty much
Right.
is. Although it has the same problem that real TV does, is that once you get to a certain number of things,
You're just like
You're
I'm
out
bored.
of things.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
run out of stuff to watch. Yeah,
or you go to like the lesser channel that does the same thing, and you're like, this is kind of boring. It's kind of boring.
I've seen this.
So
This guy's a kook.
well, but their algorithm is getting a little better because this random video popped up and it was like, this dude I've never heard of before, but he was like, he's like, I love Formula One. And I was like, all right, this video started off well. I'm like, I love Formula One too. What are you talking about? And he was like, I love it so much, I decided that I was going to go to a race. And I was like, okay, I like where this is going. And then he goes, but, I want to do it on a budget. And I was like, oh, well, you're not going to do that. Turns out,
You can?
you kind of can.
Okay.
So he was like, I'm going to Bahrain. And I was like, all right, you got me. I'm curious. I'm like, I don't know where this is going. But
I'm in. What are you going to do with Bahrain?
So, for $600, right? He was in like, I think he left out of Los Angeles, right?
Okay.
So for $600, you can go from Los Angeles to Bahrain. For $1,200, you can go from Los Angeles to Bahrain in business class. Much more comfortable.
Yeah.
So he did that. So it was $1,200 one way, right? So we're up to $2,400. And I was like, all right, that's not terrible, actually. That's fairly decent to get to Bahrain.
We're still in the conversation.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, you got me so far. Then he books this, like, quaint little hotel that's made out of a barge. So it's got its own little ocean lagoon outside of his room. Like, it was fantastic. And he paid, like, $50 a night for it.
Sweet.
So he was up to, like, all right, we're like $2,500.
Yeah.
And then he bought the cheapest tickets he could when he went to the race.
Yeah.
And they were about $125 to sit on like turn 2 of Bahrain in these like nosebleed stands, basically. And you had to walk to them. So he had to like walk like, around the track.
We still haven't even approached what it would cost to go to the Vegas race.
No, not even. Right. So he goes, and honestly, the seats weren't terrible.
Yeah.
Because they come off of turn 1. Okay. So there's going to be some excitement. And they go through turn 2 right in front of him. And then you could see that like turn 10 on the other side of turn 2. So you had a decent kind of view from these seats. And I was like, for $125, this isn't bad already.
Yeah, he's at maybe $3,000.
Yeah.
Plus food.
Plus food. And then, so they have these like snack concession stands, bottle of water, $6. Like fresh made hummus sandwich, like $6.
Yeah.
Like the food wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
But it was this cool like party environment. Like they had like a DJ and like this big seating area. And remember, most of Bahrain is at night, so you're not cooking in the sun.
Yeah.
So he did that, and then he cabbed it a couple days. He bumps into these German dudes who were doing the exact same thing that he was doing. So he befriended them so he could have a ride, basically, because they were at the same hotel he was. But with like hanging out with them, going out to a couple places to eat, staying all there, and coming back home, he spent all of about $3,700.
Wow.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you know what it costs to go in America?
The one-day GA tickets in Vegas were $2,000.
$2,000 a piece. Apparently, Texas isn't cheap either.
No, but it's a lot cheaper than that.
It is, but like
I think my previous boss, who goes to Texas every year,
yeah,
I think he pays, and he gets pretty good tickets. I think he was paying $8.
yeah. I mean, that's still
But that wasn't like shitty GA. That was decent.
like good, decent, yeah. But Miami's still expensive. And the German dudes he were talking about, he was like, the reason they were there is the one dude was like, dude, you know how expensive it is to go to like Monza?
Oh God.
He was like, we live in Europe, and the European races are expensive.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a reason we're in Bahrain. Like they were doing the same thing, and I was like, well, that's actually genius. I was like, Bahrain looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like it looked like a fun, because it's its own little country, in between two big countries.
Yeah.
And like the taxi guy he got in with, like the return rate wasn't terrible on American dollars. And it was like the food was great. Like where his hotel was, he legitimately had like all the American restaurants that were there. Like he's like, let's go to McDonald's for the first night. He's like, I know it's not very extravagant, but you know what? It's McDonald's. I don't care. He's like, I'm just getting some food.
Yeah, I mean, if you just need to eat, that's a pretty good deal.
But
I would hate to be in another country and be looking for the American restaurants.
But
Right.
the thing is, with the American restaurants, not all American food either, because they have
Well,
they have their own twists on
they
them.
do twist some of them, but there's not a McDonald's in this world you can't go to and not get a Big Mac at,
That is true.
or French fries. What's scary is the difference between what they put in those versus America.
Oh, yeah.
Ours is a lot of preservatives.
Like if you look at the ingredients list for like the American food versus like the European food, you just go, why do we have all these extra things?
This is one of the reasons I go to In-N-Out. And I know In-N-Out takes a lot of heat, but
They are pretty legit on.
they are.
it's pretty legitimately just fresh, like pretty locally sourced.
Yeah.
wasn't frozen. I'm sure it's not as clean as it could be, but it's relative to like McDonald's or Burger King.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean.
Well, even there was an article this lady wrote. She was comparing ketchup from America and Canada.
Yeah.
And the Canadian ketchup has like 4 ingredients.
Yeah, it's actual ketchup.
And
dude, I'm telling you,
it was Heinz. It was
You're talking to me.
I was
Heinz
talking to
stuff.
you because
Yeah.
he's like, I hate ketchup. And I'm like, you're at a homemade ketchup. He's like, no.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
It's a whole different thing.
Homemade ketchup is delicious.
Yeah. I mean, it's still ketchup, but it's a whole different thing than what you get out of a packet.
Hey, I'm just waiting for you to make it.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever made homemade ketchup.
I
always had people doing it.
I figured you'd get there one point.
Turns out I always had chefs doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I've just been lucky enough to have it from people who made it.
Yeah.
Like I don't actually think I've ever made it. I've thought about making my own barbecue sauce.
I would have liked to see the guy from Duke's make his homemade ketchup. His sauces were so good.
Oh, that chef kid.
Right.
Oh my god! If I went to a casino in that area that had a steakhouse, I would 100% try and hire him away. Especially now that there's no one at that property that I'm loyal to. That all my guys, like all of us, got laid off because we were all in the same silo.
Oh.
Like it was all part of the same power play.
Well, yeah, but you can still go to Duke's and see the chef.
Yeah, but no, if I was down there,
Yeah.
like if I was close enough to there that he could still live in the same place, I would 100% poach him.
That's fair.
And I'd pay him double what he's. I know what he makes, obviously, because
Yeah.
I mean, you might get
hired
there.
him.
What's that?
This might be a possibility.
Yeah. No, he was fantastic, and I can put up with his shenanigans. I just didn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as he did his job and did it to the best of his ability.
That's all.
Oh yeah, I got on him one time. There was one time where he got the bad side of me.
Oh yeah.
I told him, you can scream at me all you want in private. Like when I come in the mornings, when you're doing your prep work, you need to vent. And he would. I'd give him 30, 45 minutes of just screaming at me. And I knew what it was. I'm like, all right. And then I'd figure out what he was mad about, and then we'd fix it. One time, he was having a bad night, and I walked in, and he turned on me. And he got the other side. And he never did it again.
The T9 came out.
Yeah.
Layne Sifer.
The blue-eyed devil.
Yeah. Listen.
The room got really cold all of a sudden. Did anyone else feel it?
I gave him a lot of privileges.
Temperature drops.
Yeah.
You start popping.
Listen, you don't let anybody really yell at you.
No, I let people yell at me all the time, in context.
In private.
Well, no, it just has to be, like if it's justified.
Yeah.
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 But not in public.
Yeah, not in public. And actually, what started that wasn't even him yelling at me. He started to yell at me, and I was still trying to calm him down because he had to go back on the line. And then he started getting derogatory towards one of the servers. And that's when that random Marine point that I do came out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The knife hand.
The knife point.
Yeah.
Listen here.
It does cut through like temporal distortions. It's just like.
I mean, I will say everyone else in the restaurant, like I earned a lot of credibility with all the servers and the managers that work for me in there because they realized at some point, like, oh, someone can stand up to him. Yeah.
There is a switch.
Yeah.
They're like, he can be defeated.
Well, because they were all terrified of him. And I tried to like minimize that, to downplay it as part of my job.
Right.
Because I wanted him to be more palatable by the rest of the rest of the employees in the restaurant.
As he should be.
Yes. And it was working, but he still had days. And that day it just he just ran afoul of me.
That day you were just like, do you bleed?
Yeah.
Then he never did it again.
No, his whole tone towards me changed, which is why I don't do that very often. Because obviously it makes people uncomfortable.
Well, yeah. That's fair. But sometimes it has happened.
Yeah, he needed it.
Yeah, see? It was
He did. He needed it.
It was
He did.
justified.
He should have known better.
And the rest of the restaurant needed it too. Like the other employees needed to see that.
That you can stand up to somebody.
Yeah, well, that he could be stood up to,
Yeah.
whether it was me or anybody else. Because like the director before me didn't do it. The manager before my manager didn't do it. Before the manager that I had in there, the person that she replaced had never stood up to him. In fact, the two previous managers in there, because one of the previous managers still worked for me as my assistant director. He had never stood up to him. Like everyone just let him do his thing. I let him do his thing behind closed doors as long as he didn't do his thing in the restaurant.
But out in public, Layne Gibbons came out. It's like, nope.
Oh my God. He did. He went back behind that line really fast.
He was like, oh, I got to run away.
Tail between the legs and everything.
He was like, I think the oven is on. I'm going to go check the souffle.
No, that was a bigger dog than I thought.
He was like, oh, that dude scares me.
I mean, this is the guy that I gave a $1,200 bottle of whiskey to take back to Europe to celebrate his parents' anniversary. Like, I really appreciated the guy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he worked his. Not only was he incredibly talented, he worked really hard. I mean, he was in that restaurant at 10 o'clock,
Prepping.
5 days a week to start his
wow.
prep.
Like-
and then he was in there, and it was because it was only open 5 days. And
Right.
then he was in there on one of his days off, doing 4 or 5 hours of prep on his day off.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he worked really hard,
That's a,
which is the biggest reason that I wanted to take care of him.
yeah, that's,
You don't find many people.
some
that
guys
have
get to that
work
level
ethic.
of chef and they're just like, nah, I'm good. I don't got to do anything.
No, he wanted, and he didn't demand that everyone else make every dish go out perfectly. I mean, he did that also, but he took more responsibility for every dish going out perfectly than he put on anybody else. Which,
Nice.
from a chef of that caliber, I don't know. Like, I'll put up with a lot of other things for that one thing.
That's big
Yeah,
for a chef. Like I'd hire that dude in an instant too.
yeah. Like, I didn't mind the other stuff.
No, like that's the kid that works here now.
Yeah,
Head chef here.
yeah.
That guy puts in some work. Mm-hmm. Like he puts in a lot of work.
I just feel like it's wasted in here.
Oh, it's
That guy-
That guy's getting shafted
Yeah.
because he's in here, like
Well, this is like this guy, right?
yeah,
You put him anywhere else, he could make 150, 200K in a real city.
Yeah.
At a real restaurant. Douglas, I could have sent him down to Napa. He's a 200 to 300K a year employee.
jeez, that's fantastic.
And I mean, we were paying him a lot less than that. And I know what the guy here makes.
And his food is good.
Yeah.
Right? Like he does good food.
Oh my God, this is why I put on 25, 30 pounds working at that casino. We were in the steakhouse 3 nights a week.
True.
And we were in the Italian restaurant the other nights. Or
Yeah.
sushi.
Or sushi.
God, I was spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
At the new property, everything's so tight. And I'm like, they're like, what are you used to? I'm like, you don't want to know. Yeah.
Structure.
Well, listen, defined roles would be a good place to start.
Structure. Yeah. It's well, it's just in that.
Our director doesn't even know, like, today, I walk in. I want you to treat today like an admin day. I can't. I'm closing the pool. Well, no. So-and-so is going to be down there. He's going to take it. But here's the thing. So-and-so also needs an admin day. And as soon as he's expecting me to go down so he can come up to the office. So I sneak in like an hour, and then I go down there. And he comes up. And the director wanders down. He's like, what are you doing down here? I'm like, well, the other manager needs to take care of some stuff. And he's actually a pool man. He's actually a pool assistant manager. I'm just a fill-in at the pool because what I oversee is only open 2 or 3 nights a week.
Right.
So I just help out at the pool. This guy actually has to put in a bunch of orders. Like, the pool's open 7 days a week. He's got to do some stuff to make sure that they can run. All that stuff I'm taking care of. My stuff is stupid admin shit. Well, what about, I'm like, dude, this is like his Monday, and he's got to do orders for like depletion of 7 days.
Right.
Well, we're just going to have to balance this out. Like, we are balancing this out. I made a decision. He needs the office time more than I do, so this is what we're going to do.
Mine will get done quick. His
Yeah.
won't.
Well, what about this and this and this? Like, one of the things, we had to take a walk in the back of the house for my outlet to make sure it was clean for the executives who are coming through. Fine. But he tells me what needs to be done. Okay. I text the support staff. I'm like, hey, guys, this is the list. This is like 2 hours before the walkthrough, where he's going to assign the list, which also can't work because 2 of these people are going to be off an hour after the walkthrough, and they won't have time to do it, or they'll be on overtime. And obviously, he's complaining about overtime. So, fortunately, he did a walkthrough before it was scheduled, and he comes down to me. He's like, "Hey, all that stuff in the nightclub's already done." I'm like, "Yeah, I texted him the list." Really? Yeah. Like,
They can't.
did we
they
need
can't read.
Did we need a 6-person walkthrough for that? This is like, did we need a meeting? Because a lot of things, like he's like, we need a meeting about better communication. Well, how about we just communicate better?
Just do it.
Let's not have a committee meeting. Let's just tell the committee to communicate better and work on that.
Like, if we need to plan out the next 6 months of events and talent and buys and make sure that we're matched up between the showroom and the nightclub and the events that are going on in town, fine. That deserves a meeting.
That's a meeting.
If the meeting is to clean up the back of house,
No.
I just text people to clean up the back of house.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, hey, let's all go to the back of the house and clean it up real quick.
Yeah.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah, which I would have done if I wasn't stuck at the pool.
Yeah. Babysitting the pool. So the other day I got to do admin work.
Dude, those lifeguards are squirrely. They just disappear.
Yeah.
They're just gone.
Who needs lifeguards?
But nobody knows where they're at.
You need 5 lifeguards to open that pool, plus a breaker to rotate around so they're not all stuck on a tower for, hours at a time.
5?
Cooking.
5?
6. You actually need 6.
How big is this damn pool?
It's actually pretty big.
It's good size.
Wow.
And there's actually 2 pools.
Oh.
There's an infinity pool, which we use for adults, and then we have the everyone pool. And these lifeguards, they know we need all the stations manned
Yeah.
to be open. And they just walk away. They don't tell anyone. They don't communicate. They don't even communicate with the other lifeguards, much less tell the manager this work. They're just gone. You walk around, you're like, where'd they go? Like, oh, I don't know. I just saw them walk off.
They're off crushing a sando.
Yeah.
just call Party A.
Just do
Say,
it.
hey, can you tell me where these guys are?
Working on leg.
I don't have direct access to Party A.
They're working on leg day. They're you know.
The director keeps that information close. He won't even mention by name on the ground.
Really?
He's like, he who shall not be named. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, you mean so-and-so? And he's like, shh. Yeah.
So it's like Beetlejuice, man.
He's like, listen, you won't know who he is on the floor. I'm like, well, I'll know who he is on the floor.
I know exactly who he is.
He's like, how? I'm like, because I smoked cigars with him in his garage. Yeah.
I'm his son's friend.
Clearly, we've designated him as Candyman. That's it. It's like, it's like Candyman. You're like, I would like my name to be Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's kooky. This property's kooky.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone is terrified of a handful of VPs, not all of them, but a handful, and the owner and the owner's right hand. I mean, absolutely terrified.
Like,
It's weird because I just walk up to the owner and shake his hand.
Well, it's like my boss, executive director, who actually should be a VP. Not that he's got growth to do for both jobs,
Yeah, I
but
know.
with the amount of time he's put in,
He should be a VP.
And what he oversees, he should be a VP.
right.
Yeah.
He talks about them colloquially to some people as soon as they show up. Back straight, shoulders pinned, Mr. This, Mr. That.
What, like if Darth Vader shows up? Like,
Yeah.
Essentially, Patton just walked in the room. Everybody's at attention.
jeez.
Anyway,
That sounds exciting.
it's a strange spot, man.
It
It
does-
really is.
And it just doesn't seem like it would be that weird.
I mean, it's nice to play with the kind of talent that I get to play with there. Like the people that we're buying in for the shows and for the nightclub.
Yeah. Didn't you get to hang out with Mike Epps?
Yeah, he was there for a little bit.
That's dope.
But it's like, that's fun. Because you get to play a different game.
Right.
Yeah.
But they make it so uncomfortable.
Right.
They're like, it doesn't have to be this bad. It can just be people doing stuff.
Especially coming off the other one that you worked at.
Well, I mean, the owner of it that's his first casino.
Is it?
Yeah, the second casino's down in Vegas.
Yeah.
My brother works at that one.
What's that one?
The Sahara.
But I
Oh.
go from partying with the owner and all the VIPs on special events until like 5 or 6 in the morning in the private dining room, and like critiquing all the restaurants, eating wherever I want, whenever I want, like not necessarily getting to make changes without approval, but knowing that if I want to change and I can justify it in the slightest, we're at least going to get to try it.
Yeah.
And this place is completely locked down. And it's, if you want to change something, like if you want to change product on a back bar, it's got to go through like 12 people.
That's so weird.
I think you just need to hang out with the owner.
Yeah.
Get that in. But I mean, Party A can get you that in.
There is something to be said about that. You do schmooze with the brass.
He
really well.
Party A goes down to Arizona and sees those games of the hockey team they own.
I believe it. Here's the thing with me and those people. I either really get along with them or I really don't.
That's actually true. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like in this scenario, though,
You might get along with
I
him.
think, yeah.
I mean, I've never met him, so.
Cuban guy bringing in cigars.
Right.
Has a
Oh,
casino.
He'd be
owns
like,
a hockey team.
I've got like a Padron or something. And he's like, that's trash. I'm like, okay.
You know what? You should walk around with a couple cigars in your pocket. That's what needs to happen. See, then you can be like, oh.
I'm going to take some little ones. In fact, I got to take 2 cases, I think. Because I want to have some little ones in the car for the hour and 15-minute drive home at 5 in the morning.
Like some black markets?
Yeah.
That's what I used to do, driving from here down.
Random question. Would you like the black market Esteli in a punk?
I'd want to give it a shot.
Okay. Yes.
But the black market, the punk is so good.
Well, no, it's the punk, but it's
No, I
the
know.
Esteli.
But the regular
blend.
black market in that size is so good.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It is. That's why I think the Esteli would be good, too.
They don't make a Kintsugi in that size. Did they get a hold of you?
Yes.
Yes.
I spent a good 30 minutes. I actually talked to a lot of people on the phone.
Yeah? Well, because I harassed him.
Yeah, and it was really funny. Because he was like, because first I texted Jason. I was like, hey, Jason, did you guys buy Alec Bradley? And I didn't hear from Jason. I was like, all right. And then all of a sudden my phone rang. I was like, who's calling me from Arizona? It's like, all right, whatever, I'll pick it up. And I picked it up, and it was Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, so it was Todd. And he was like, hey, how's it going? And I'm all, how's it going? He's like, oh, I'm Todd. I'm from Forge. And I was like, oh, you're Jason's friend who never wants to come visit. He was like, look, there's some context there. Okay, he's like, Jason has like California and Nevada. He's like, my territory is 9 states.
That's brutal. Except we're in Tahoe.
And I was like,
That's true.
okay. Except for I'm in like the #1 tourist destination on the West Coast. So what excuse do you
that's not
have
called
really?
Napa.
Yeah, what excuse do you really have? I'm like, you quite literally can write off a whole vacation as a business expense, and it's fantastic. And he was like, no, that's actually, he's like, you're right. Usually I go to Reno because I'm going to SAC. And he's like, and I usually stop by Tahoe. And he's like, when I do that, because it's like 4 times a year, he's like, I will coordinate next time to meet with you. And I was like, well, that's good. I was like, you're lucky that Alec Bradley's on your side of the building now and not with Jason, because now it means I have to do business with you because I need stuff. But normally I wouldn't buy from you until you come visit. And he was like, that's fair. He's like, but, and then it was funny because he was like, I think your account's with the Arizona guy. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure Jason has all my information. And then he read off Blythe's email, and I was all, no? He goes, isn't this such and such? And I'm all, yeah, that was the old information, my man. You need to update your stuff. And he goes, so that's why you don't get any of my emails.
Which
I'm
I
all,
actually communicated to them.
yeah, so I was like, no, I didn't get any of your emails. And he goes, I'm going to fix that right now. And then I got an email from him. So I got the price list for all
the
that
Forged
fun
portfolio?
stuff. Yeah, so I got the Forged. And they do the Shady Moose.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and I was like, you have the moose, right? And he's like, oh, I got all the mooses. And I was like, all right, we're going to be friends now because
You
I
have
like
much
the
money
moose
moosing.
because I want that, and I can't get it from P&K. Conveniently, now you also have Alec Bradley, which I no longer have to buy from P&K. Now I can buy it from you, save myself a little money. I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, we can get La Glorias if we want,
I care less about that.
stuff like that. But I was like, eh.
What else is in the Forge portfolio?
So it's Partagas.
I think we should have some Partagas.
Yes, they have Partagas, La Gloria,
Don't care.
Alec Bradley,
I do like the Siriar, but not that much.
Shady Moose, and there's like one more. Punch, maybe? I think it's Punch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Every once in a while, people ask for that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, what we can get from him, just an Alec Bradley and like Shady Moose alone makes up.
And we should have some Partagas.
And Partagas for sure. Yeah, especially
And not
those.
these blondies. As much as they're pretty good,
Yeah, I
that's not what people
I
are.
want the black label.
That's not what people are looking for when they get Partagas.
Yeah, they want the black label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I was excited though because the portfolio was really nice.
Okay.
And they do that kintsugi in a there is a short one I think you'll like.
Yeah, but it's sort of a Robusto-ish.
It's a 5x48, I think.
Yeah.
So it's
like last call.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do a full-on like punk size.
No, which is disappointing. So, but still. Oh, and they do Room 101 too. But Room 101's expensive, and it's okay.
Yeah. Who does foundation?
That's a good question. I still haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
I think it's Davidoff,
Yeah.
which,
We could get the
we could
Davidoff
account.
of Geneva.
We
account.
get Geneva one for sure.
I'm just not buying in for that stupid number to get Davidoff.
No, it wouldn't be. It'd be for the rest of the portfolio,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, decent.
But listen, if we open the new shop
True.
and we have alcohol,
True.
then we get the bar buy-in and not the cigar shop buy-in,
Yes.
which is significantly less.
okay.
Like, it's a tenth as much.
Oh, that's nice.
I think it's $3,500. It's 20th as much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I feel like the buy-in, the proper buy-in is 60.
Wow.
And I mean, our whole humidor would be Davidoff.
Yes, it would have to be. At that point, you're like, yeah, well, that's all we sell. We're a Davidoff store.
Yeah.
Change the name. We're just Davidoff of Tahoe.
Yeah. I will say the executive director I work for, his friend owns Davidoff in Vegas.
Oh,
Nice.
the lounge.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We can't get an in with him.
No, they don't have those kinds of connections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
He had to buy in
Okay.
too.
It's Vegas.
What are you guys smoking?
Oh, I'm smoking an Oliva Serie V Robusto.
Oh, classic.
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 How is it?
It's good. It's fantastic. It's the same cigar every time. It's been the same cigar for like 20 years.
I know, but every time the box comes in, it's funky.
Sometimes.
Really?
I think either they're too tight sometimes or
Everything about this has been good.
perfect. That's all I need to know. I'm smoking a knuckle sandwich
I am smoking the same.
because
Well, I was.
the knuckle sandwich is delicious.
The Guy Fieri cigar.
Guy Fieri. It's so
You know,
nice.
every time we talk about these, they're gonna quash these videos.
Yeah,
Is that what happens?
that's okay.
Yeah. I just
Well,
I don't care about the
technically, as long as we're not trying to sell them, we're okay.
Yeah?
It's the context in which you use it.
Really?
Yeah. So if we're not trying to sell the product, which we're not, we're just talking about it, we're fine.
I mean, I don't care about the monetization thing because obviously we're too new anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to pull us out of the algorithm
No.
for what little volume traction we're getting.
No, we just need more subscribers. That's how we spread.
Yeah.
Which I've been trying. But yeah. So you spread through.
Well, everyone at the new property wants it.
Sweet.
Not until after tomorrow, after Friday.
After Friday.
After Friday.
After Friday.
Anyway, how long have we been going?
Wow.
Almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
Well, what do you say? Do all the cameras are still working too?
And I'm here. You're there.
Oh, look, hi.
And Kevin's there. But this one's the most impressive.
Right? I'm amazed that one's still working.
And it's autofocused.
Yeah.
That one little tweak.
It's just the video.
One little tweak.
Yeah.
And it still shows up nice, good quality.
Well, you guys want to break this thing down?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, you got anything else to say?
No, I
There,
think
bud?
we've covered everything for the most part.
Yeah?
Better topics next week. I'll actually contribute something.
Hopefully. I won't bring this one up again, I guess.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Listen, this one
for
was
that
interesting to me just because
I'm sure it was.
sets up the law schools in a whole huge mess of trouble.
I hate to break it to you, but you're not really qualified to talk about law school.
I know, that's why I brought it up, because I have
that guy, he is.
that guy there.
You,
I will
not
look
so
into
much.
it.
This
You
guy,
should.
yes.
It was
Listen,
interesting.
we're gonna get some cool Supreme Court decisions next week. We're gonna get Chevron deference.
Ooh.
We're gonna get student loan forgiveness.
Ooh.
There's one more that we're gonna get probably next week.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow, but it's unlikely.
All
They're
right.
gonna wait until the bitter end.
Have the 2A ones come out?
There weren't any 2A1s this year.
Oh, okay.
No, they're waiting. So they've distributed a couple of the 2A cases, which will be next term to conference. They haven't voted to hear them yet. But there's a couple. Whenever the California thing happens, we should see how everything's going to lay out pretty quick.
Okay.
Whenever Judge Benitez releases his decisions.
Well, there is one exciting California thing, though.
What's that?
That appeals court upheld Measure T.
Oh, for South Lake Tahoe, I saw that. Yeah, that was always going to happen.
Yeah.
Except for the part where there's a slightly different treatment for residents than non-residents. That one got sent back.
Yes, and you can still they lightened the applying for a 30-day rental once a year.
Well, that's what went back.
Yeah, so
Because they're not sure that you can. I think they're just going to eliminate that entirely.
I think so too.
I think that's what the city council is going to do.
Okay.
But still, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was always going to be. Listen, zoning's been constitutional since Euclid, which was 1918 or something. 1916.
1918?
Yeah. It
Just after World War One.
Wow.
was a case out of Ohio. That's when they decided that zoning was legal. Only major city left in the country without zoning. Any guesses?
Oh, there's only one.
I think there's only one.
Is
Above a certain size.
Is it
Well-
a big city or
It's a good sized city.
And it
Chicago?
doesn't have zoning.
No. Not Chicago.
New York.
No. Definitely not New York.
Okay, is it on the West Coast?
No. It would be considered a southern city.
Really?
Ish.
New Orleans.
No. Go west.
Houston.
Yep.
Yes. Boom, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Houston. So there's no zoning in really.
As far as I know, there's no zoning in Houston.
So
You can do whatever you want, wherever you want.
really, that's cool.
There's probably some random laws outside of zoning. Like you probably aren't going to be able to open up a strip club next to a school. But that's probably
You know what's spooky is I was thinking that.
yeah.
I was about to say so you could put like a titty bar next to a school.
No, because that's the most obvious example, right? And I'm
It
sure
really-
there's
you know
some
what?
alternate law that prevents
it really,
that.
it really
Just put
is.
it next to a college and call it good.
It would, you know how much money it would make so much money if you
Listen,
put it next to a college.
They would.
One is tragic, and the other one's a brilliant business decision. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is so like
But
you
some
know
of them need to pay their ways through college.
Houston Elementary shouldn't have mommy milkers next doors. It's probably not.
You fucking suck.
It's a daycare too.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Casey.
You know what? I crack myself up. I don't care if you don't laugh. I go through days happy.
Listen, we already said he was the comic relief. He's holding to it.
All right, throw it back to me, would you? I got to work.
Hang on. Yeah, go there.
There we go.
There it is. That's
All
you.
right. They're Casey and Kevin. I'm Layne. This is High Sierra Cigars. If you're ever in Tahoe, come see us.